All right. So, hello everyone. I'm here with Alex Lopez from Born Free Cycles in Burbank, California. Thanks for joining with me today, Alex. How's it
Hi.
going?
Good, Olivia. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good,
So,
weird.
thanks. It's going to be a very interesting interview we have today. You have a really cool shop out in Burbank. You're kind of in the middle spot of all the Hollywood
Yeah.
Hollywood studios. So you have a shop, you build custom bikes, you help with maintenance, you have a retail space, and also your shop's been highlighted in Sons of Anarchy and a show called Shameless. So you're popping up over there.
Yeah, a show called Shameless. Actually, we were not in Sons of Anarchy as the shop,
Okay.
but we did their repair work, and we got a lot of we did a lot of their work on their personal bikes also. That was at the beginning of the existence of Born Free Cycles. So I really attribute and thank them for helping support our business in the beginning. They were amazing. Good
Wow.
bunch of dudes over there.
Yeah, and that's kind of impressive that so I know your shop started over a decade ago and that was the
Yeah.
start of your shop. So I mean, the fact you kind of started very high up, so to say, and you made it to this point, that I feel like that must feel really great for you and your brand and your company.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to celebrate our 12 years in business next month, and it is, it's of course it's exciting. You always hear the nay and the oh, it's so hard and you'll never make it kind of thing, and it'll be just a fad. Um, but it's me and my wife own it, and we love running it, and we love what we do. So it's a passion. They always say that if you work at what you love, it's not really work. Well, it's work, but but we love what we do, so it's a give and take.
Well, that's great to hear. And I'd love for you to share how your journey in the motorcycle industry started and how you became the owner of Born Free Cycles.
Well, I graduated from MMI in Arizona in 2005 with honors and perfect attendance, which is really hard for me to do. I wasn't the perfect attendance kid in high school or junior high school, and I started working for a local dealer here in Los Angeles. I was there close to 10 years when my wife and I set out to open our own shop. I just woke up one day and I said, I want to expand. We were really just in the new Harleys, and we didn't get to build custom bikes at the dealership, so it was different, and it was just kind of always at the back of my mind because it's something I always wanted to do and I love to do in my garage. So I wanted to expand, and so we came up with Born Free Cycles.
Okay, so your shop predominantly works with Harley Davidson. So, what inspired you to specialize in American made bikes? And because of this, what sets Born Free Cycles apart from other motorcycle shops?
Well, the answer is in your question. They're American-made motorcycles, and that's what and that's what sets us apart. We specialize in only Harley Davidsons and American V twin motors,
Mhm,
uh, from the very antique models all the way up to the present day. We have the knowledge, experience, and sophisticated tools to handle the new stuff, and
mhm,
that's what sets us apart. We custom build. We don't have just one style that we build.
mhm,
We build multiple styles. So that's what sets us apart. There's guys out there to specialize in one look, the club look, the this look. We will do everything and anything with the customer that they have, that inspires them, it inspires us. So we will build what they want. Just and make it their own. That's what sets us apart, I think.
Okay, so yeah, so basically you answered that you do it all with the Harley Davidsons, which is great. So you must
Yeah.
get a lot of different people in. There's lots of versatility, obviously. So could you walk us through the process of customizing a motorcycle for a client from design to completion, and how does that go about?
I spend time with the client. I want to get to know them initially. I want to know what they're about. Their style, their their favorite colors, and what inspires them, why they want to be, what they want the motorcycle to look like. We spend that kind of time and the overall performance of the motorcycle, and then we put it in motion. So we get the results that we're all happy with. And sometimes you hit a brick, you hit a speed bump along the way, and just the vision that the customer had is not really transpiring to what I would say, oh, that's a great look. And so we bring them back in. We work closely with our clients so that they are happy with the end result. Their vision comes to light. And if we have to make some changes along the way, they're with it and they know what we're doing. And our team has done amazing results and builds that I'm really, really proud of.
And what would be your favorite part of that whole journey with your client? And what's the one's part that you really like to involve yourself with?
The relationship
Mhm,
is kind of the most important part. I like that part of it. I always say we treat you like family.
mhm.
That means we're going to fight once in a while, and so they might see something, and if I don't like it or if they don't like it, so that's But my favorite part is that, and then the handing over the keys, or and seeing the smiles on their faces and stuff. The physical part of the working the metal and stuff like that is also, so there's not one single favorite part, I guess I'm going to try to say. It's all the way through that I have a good time with it. The only tough parts is when the stuff that you're working on and doesn't work out the way you wanted to, or you gotta, oh, you need this to do that, and it's like, dang, 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 it's a setback, and that puts a setback on delay of time. That's the tough part, delaying, the delays of stuff that can happen. But otherwise, I like the whole process. I really enjoy it, and then getting to build a relationship with the client, and being able to service the bike down the road and see it. I always make the jokes with my clients. I said, I won't see you for a while because this thing's going to run. This thing's going to run really good, and it comes out to be true. It seems to be that the I don't know, the easy ones are not are the easiest, and the harder ones are even easier. They
Hmm.
run better. So it's a weird dynamic that we have here. The bolt-on stuff doesn't work, but when we make it ourselves, it works, and it works to a great level. So I love to see the bikes out there being ridden and being rode hard. I like when the client calls me back and 3 months later, like, bro, I'll follow up with them, like, we have no problems. They're like, this thing is running like this, and I took it on this trip. I went to this. I did. I love that. I love to hear those stories.
Well, that's really great, and it's a great testimony to your business because you've been in business for over a decade and you're creating these strong relationships. So I feel like that's a good thing, and you're on the right track. And you touched a bit about sometimes there's problems when things can't come in on time or parts or whatever. So clients get frustrated. So during the whole pandemic, I know a lot of businesses in every single different industry, they were having issues bringing in parts or building materials, etc. So how did you adapt during that time being a shop, and how did you overcome it all?
That was tough. It was really, really difficult for us. We wanted to keep our customers and our crew safe.
Mhm,
So we divided the plant, and we closed down when they told us to close down, and then we were deemed essential. We went back to work.
mhm,
But the the good news is we use, in the aftermarket world, there's a lot of made in the USA parts.
mhm,
Where in the outside of the aftermarket world, there's a lot of parts that are made overseas,
mhm,
built in the USA, but parts are made overseas. We deal with a lot of vendors that are here in the United States. So
mhm,
even though it was slower, we were able to overcome, but it was supply. It was the supply chain. The supply chain it affected the world. That's so affected us, and we muscled through it. We we had to. We don't believe in quit. And we kept going, and we just had to wait it out at sometimes. So and our customers understood. We appreciate them for the understanding. But we had to really, really um, wait and make the stuff that we couldn't get. There was still parts, and we have a small machine shop back here, and a couple of guys that know their craft, so we were able to make stuff to make the parts go out. Some stuff we just had to wait, and it was part of the world, right? It was what it was.
Yeah, and needless to say, you adapted and everyone else did. So since then, particularly with in your industry and your niche, were are things kind of just back to normal like they used to be, getting parts in?
No, it's not back to normal.
Darn.
Yeah, it's a global economy, and once we understand that, you understand that materials come from overseas, or something like this comes overseas. So a lot of the small vendors were hit hard. So we had to wait, and we had to make do with what we could get. And so it was just part of the drill. It was part of being in business, and that's the difficulties of being a business,
Mhm.
especially a small business, where you are I don't want to say the words, you are kind of held to whatever the world is doing.
Mhm.
So that's the tricky part. There was a lot of small businesses, a lot of smaller shops that went under, that are no longer around. And that was just part, it was the will to survive in the in the uh in the end.
Well, it's great that you were able to withstand it all and your shop is still standing. And again, I know I said this earlier, but I think it's a huge testimony from all your clients coming in. You take that time. So I'm sure that has something to do with it too. You're running a well oiled machine over there. So I'd like to know, what advice would you give someone who is interested in getting into the motorcycle industry, as either as a rider or a business owner like yourself?
Well, um, as a rider, start with the bike you want to ride.
Mhm.
Don't buy a bike you don't want to ride in the fear of how much it weighs, and buy the bike that you want, and adapt. Learn how to ride that motorcycle, and never ever ride out of your comfort level. That is, I hear a lot of, the guys that have accidents. It's just, the newcomers are kind of, well, I was doing this, I was doing that, and I was trying to keep up with it. Well, I understand that, but unless you have someone that has you under their wing, it's really, really difficult as a new solo rider. And so just never ride out of your comfort level. For a business owner, anyone that's looking to get into the motorcycle industry, it's a passion. So you follow your passion, you go to school, like I did, you learn your trade, and you really you put in 100%, because this business, or any business, will only give you back what you put into it.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's super great advice. And I think that's great advice for anyone to take in any industry that they're in, put
Yeah.
in hard work, you'll get the return. And obviously you found your passion in motorcycles. And you know what? You didn't share how you got into motorcycles. How
Uh,
did you get into them? Because it's such a passion of yours now.
yeah, it's funny. I have a picture of me with, in a onesie when I was a kid, baby, with ripped leg and on top of a big wheel. And my dad said, I always knew you were going to be some sort of biker, long haired. The long haired days are over. But he says, I was into motorcycles from the get. He says you were fascinated by motorcycles. So I got into riding scooters in the 80s, in my teenage years. We were riding Vespas, and we would chop them up and make them look like a chopper, and build these big motors out of these things, and they were really fast. Then I rode a Triumph. My first motorcycle was a Triumph Bonneville, a 74.
Hmm,
Um, and it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't what I was looking for. And then
Harley.
yeah, I bought a Harley. Yeah, I sold the Triumph, and I bought a Harley Davidson and fell in love. It was it, the rumble, the sound, everything about it, the nostalgia of everything that you read about and you hear about, and you don't know until you jump on a Harley. Then that's what got me into it. I was 17 years old when I bought my first bike. I sold my car, I sold my Triumph, I sold everything because I wanted a motorcycle, and that was it. That's what got me. It got me hooked at the age of 17.
Okay, that's funny because I ride a Triumph Bonneville and I've yet to ride a Harley. And
Ah,
everyone tells me like you got to get on one because I ride with a lot of Harley riders. So
yeah.
maybe one day I'll come through. I mean, you're living it and you got rid of your Bonneville, so maybe there's some truth to that.
It was a different Bonneville. That was a 74, which is an odd one. It was an English. It was the last year of the right side shift and the left side brake.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it
never
was.
have those.
Yeah, the English were different, so that's the way they had them set up, and that was the last year of that bike. So, uh, I like Triumphs. I like the Bonnevilles. I like the Thruxtons. I think those are bitchin' looking bikes. But yeah, I mean, like in the movie, Dewey, don't do it. Once you jump on a Harley, it's like, whoa, this is it. You know, this is something else. It's a different ride.
Well, it's all making sense why you are in your industry with Harley Davidson only. So it's all coming together now with your
Yeah.
passions and everything. So I'd love to know what's the most memorable experience working with a client on a specific motorcycle project.
Oof. That's a difficult one.
Mhm.
Because they're all the best part of this is that I'm in the motorcycle community, um, and you meet everybody. People will call us and or think as because we're Harley only. Harley people got to get a reputation of being snobbish towards other motorcycles, and FTW stands for forever two wheels in my book, and so it's two wheels, right? It doesn't matter. It's a motorcycle, So I stop and talk to the guys on the Triumphs and the women on the Triumphs and the women on the Harley. It doesn't matter to me. I'm passionate about motorcycles and motorcycle community and the riding. So we get to experience cool stuff like working on the Sons of Anarchy bikes back in the day. Uh, you know, Actually developing a friendship with these guys and talking motorcycles with Charlie, or we built a custom bike for Theo Rossi, which was Juice on Sons of Anarchy, and that was in Easy Riders of 2012 or 14, 2014 January. So that's the cool part. That was exciting to be in Easy Riders with him. There's always pictures of these tough motorcycle guys in these magazines, and we were cracking up. And they used the pictures of us laughing laughing really hard, and so that was a really cool experience. That's experience that sticks out in my head. It was laughing really hard at the Easy Riders photo shoot that they actually used that picture in the magazine because we were having a good time with them.
Okay, that's great. Just basically showing that bikers are sweet and funny guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll keep it at that. We're just sweet and funny guys.
And
Just
funny
don't,
guys.
just don't be a joker.
Yeah, right. That's right. Uh, so can you speak to the importance of safety when it comes to riding motorcycles and what steps your shop takes to ensure that your clients are safe on the road?
Yeah, we that's our number one concern when a bike comes in.
Mhm.
We always check your tires. We check your tire pressure. We check your brake pads, and we will let you know immediately if you need that kind of stuff. Services are very important. It's not just changing the oil because you have to change the oil, but you also have to change the brake fluids every 2 years. So, I mean, it's two wheels
Mhm.
against four wheels in a cage, So we have to make sure that you're able to. We build motors fast enough to get you out of the way. We fix your brakes so that you're able to stop when you need to stop.
Mhm.
And so that's we use high quality products because of those safety issues. We don't want you to have any safety issues, and we talk to you, the customers too, about these things. I've been made fun of before in social media because I'm always on people about tire pressure.
Mhm.
There's only two tires holding your ass to the ground. Four tires is safer, but if you're ever blowing out a tire in your car, it's scarier than shit.
Mhm.
Try Oh, sorry. Try it on a motorcycle. uh Try it on a motorcycle, and it's even scarier. So I got made fun of because I'm always on people about tire pressure. So yeah, we're strong believers in safety, of course, and
Mm,
we have the gear. We sell the gloves, the helmets, and the leathers and stuff like that to keep you safe also. So
okay,
it's not just the motorcycle, it's the gear you wear too.
I like that. And you say you use high quality products, which is always great. Thank you for reminding me to check the pressure on my tires. So, yeah, I'm glad you have a really great system then. And I keep saying this, but hence why your shop's been in the business for so long and you keep going. So you work on a lot of projects, you have a lot of bikes coming in, and you spoke a little bit about this that you work with a lot of um, parts companies that are here in the States. So, how do you source and acquire those hard to find rare motorcycle parts? Because you're working on all different types of bikes. So, how, I guess you just have a really good relationship with these distributors, or how does that work to get those rare parts?
Well, rare parts are just hard to get, and there's a price to pay.
Mhm.
The market in the antique and the rarities has gone up. It is part of the deal. Back when I started riding, you could get a old shovel head for close to nothing because everybody wanted the Evo was new and the Fat Boy was new, stuff like that. So that was it was easy to get those parts. Now there's we deal with the top 4 or 5 vendors in the business with over 10,000 parts available through these guys. So we're able to source through them. And if we can't, well, we are digging through the swap meets and talking to my parts hoarders that have all the good stuff in the gold mines and see if they let them go for a sweet price. And we that's how we do it. I mean, there's no secret to it.
Mhm.
It's the only secret is who are your connects, and those I'm going to keep secret.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's not, what you know, it's who you know. And,
Yeah.
going to these swap meets digging for the gold. So you again, you have a system and it's working. So you've been in the game for a while. You also have been riding for a long time. Have you ever gotten to a motorcycle accident? And what did you learn from it? If you have.
Ah, yes. I of course. I hate to say it like that, but I had 2 accidents in my younger days. And when I was 17 and I was 20.
Mhm.
Uh, neither of them were my fault. Both were before the helmet law.
Mhm.
And happy to say I survived them both. The spoiler alert. The I mean that's a tough one. I what I learned is get yourself a good lawyer. That's what I learned. Yeah, yeah. If you go down, call Russ Brown. Get yourself a good lawyer, and find a motorcycle shop like us that will work with you. These insurance companies are tough. They're
Yeah.
tough. They're in it to save money, and you're in it to get back what you put into your motorcycle and into you and a value on your life, which is kind of a crazy part, right? And that's what we do for our customers. We fight for the insurance. We fight with the insurance companies to get your bike back to 100%. The way it was before the accident, and that's my advice. Get a good attorney and wear the right gear.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. This beard just isn't for looks. It just hides all the all the war wounds underneath here. So it yeah, get yourself a good helmet and good gear. You're way better off
All right. That's
than a
great.
good attorney.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that's really great that you take the time with customers that crash and help them out because something like that so traumatic, you need as much support as you can get, and if you can talk through with the insurance companies to help people out, I think that's really great that your shop's doing that. So you've ridden a lot, you've been in the game. I'm sure you've done a lot of cross country trips or wherever. So I would love to know, where do you recommend riding to people?
Hmm. That's uh, I recommend just getting a motorcycle because then it's fun. It doesn't matter where you ride to. You have guys that ride every weekend to Neptunes the rock store and little, you know, fun rides like that.
Mhm.
It's all beautiful on a motorcycle. It's very different, you know. Sometimes when we do a road trip, or we drive up to Vegas, I'm in the car and I'm sitting there thinking of just like, I'm like a dog. I want to put my head out the window and feel the wind on my face. Is the joke. So I mean, anywhere. There's no such thing as a favorite ride. I just love, you know, we've gone to the El Diablo run a couple of years, and that's always a lot of fun. The scenery, you know, you see everything, you experience all four weathers. It's cold, it's raining, it's windy, it's hot, it's crazy, you know. Or riding up to San Francisco, riding up to Canada from the Bay Area, riding to Arizona. It I don't know, it doesn't matter to me. It just, every ride is my favorite ride in the reality of it all. Sometimes just riding to work is a lot of fun, you know. Or riding home from a late night from the shop and no one's on the road and you can really open her up. I don't suggest it, but you know, it's that fun, you know. I don't know if there's a favorite ride. I just love to ride.
I like that. That shows true passion, and you really do it for yourself. So I'm on board with you. I mean, every ride is a great ride, especially when you keep it on two wheels and you get home safely.
Yeah, yeah, that's, it's always the end game, right? That's it.
Right. That's right. So I appreciate your time
Yeah.
today, and thank you so much for joining me. And it was great learning more about you and your shop. So thank you.
Olivia, thank you for the opportunity to get out there too. And so we appreciate you guys too.
Of course, of course. So until next time, we'll chat again.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.